I'm Heide Croxton. I'm 78, 76 years old. Gave myself two more. I came a week ago to see Fee. My husband had been here with very good success, and I had a bad case of sciatica in my right leg, right hip, to where it was very hard to move, and medication I took didn't do anything. I did my own little stretch program that I learned from the YMCA and fitness center, but it didn't help. And I had trouble sleeping. I couldn't lie on any side. So I came to Fee, and she started doing things that I didn't think of would be able to help me. But we had 1 hour session, and after the hour, I remember getting up from the floor, and I looked at her in astonishment and said, "It doesn't hurt anymore." And that from a pain scale of 8 or 9 to, let's say, 2 or 1 was just to me unbelievable. It stayed that way the day. I was still careful of not making wrong moves to trigger the sciatica, but it didn't. And the next night I could actually sleep. And the day after that, I could move around freely, and it didn't bother me. And I'm just like, how did this happen? Well, Fee taught me things that I don't think about. I do exercises and I do the physical part, and I push myself because it's in my personality, I guess. And she turned me into a totally different direction where I focus on the strength, the lengthening of the muscle, creating space, breathing. I have a tendency when I'm all uptight and there's a lot of chaos in my life right now, I don't breathe. And so I started working on that, and just to get out of my head, and I think that's what it was, to just get into the feeling, to get out of the physical into the mental, emotional, spiritual aspect of recovery from sciatica was totally new. I read about it, but it really I didn't take time basically to look at, to try it. But once I tried it and there was success, and today was my second session, and I understood her language. I think in the beginning it's like, yeah, that sounds good, that sounds right. But today I really, in the depth of my heart, understood what she was talking about. And by doing that, I could concentrate on following her instructions and feeling what she described before I was doing the exercises. And that's a totally new, I guess, realm for me. So now I can go out and, when the chaos strikes, which everybody has chaos in their lives, but to stop and kind of live in the moment. And my word was peace, and to, take a deep breath and see and feel and get out of my head. And that's, I think, one of the most important things that she taught me spiritually, to leave all that stuff alone. And I'm now at a point where, I replace negativity about myself with a positive statement, which I had a tendency to do. I have a case of perfectionism, and it's never good enough. And she taught me today, no, that's not how you approach it. You say, I'm getting better. So now that's going to be in my head and in my heart, I'm getting better. And I'm just, I'm so glad I came, because it not only took away the pain, but it really did enrich me, spiritually, emotionally, and understanding that you don't just do an exercise, but you create space. I never thought of it as space. I thought of it as strengthening muscles or, being superwoman. But so that's something that I definitely, and already in the last week is incorporating it in my life. And I have a double hip replacement on the same side, so my whole body structure shifted, and I didn't know how to get it back to normal, but Fee taught me how to adjust my ankle to my knee to my hip and turn it in the way it's supposed to go, instead of me favoring my right hip and not getting the results. So one thing I told her today was, when we were standing for quite some time, and usually when I do that, I shift around from leg to leg, because my body tries to find a comfortable position. And after she told me how to straighten my hips and knees and ankles, all of a sudden I said, I've been standing here for quite some time and I haven't shifted. And that is amazing, because believe me, that doesn't happen. So now that I know it can happen, I will definitely, work on that. And I just learned so much from her. I mean, just the stretching and the images she gave me. And apart from that, she has such a charming personality, and it's been such a pleasure, and it will be. Whenever anything goes wrong, believe me, I'm going to be at her doorstep. So thank you, Fee, for everything you've done. You've just opened my horizon a whole lot. Thank you. And then namaste.